Time for Law and Disorder.
I demand a lawyer.
With attorney Jeff Kaufman on 101.1 WJRR.
We are Orlando's rock station. Jeff, a partner at Kaufman Lynd. Fine firm here in Central Florida. If you or someone you know has been injured, slip and fall, car accidents, anything for that matter, you might want to reach out to Jeff. Maybe get some guidance, some suggestions, some tips.
His direct email is jeff@whenyouneedus.com. That's jeff@whenyouneedus.com or pound 546 on your cell. Good morning, Jeff.
Yes, good morning. I had a good weekend. I was at the boardroom in Cocoa Beach doing some stand-up for fun. Had a good time there, and we have our stand-up show coming up on April 11th called All for the Money. It's downtown, and they're free tickets. Go to whenyouneedus.com/events.
Cool.
And other than that, I'm just going to try to enjoy a little bit of life.
All right.
But I do have a trial in Tennessee tomorrow, so I'm heading out tonight. So, yeah.
You mix it all up. You got comedy over the weekend. Then you go Tennessee, because for those that don't know, Jeff practices law in how many states total?
18.
18 states. He holds a world record for working in the most states.
Yeah, it's been fun. So, but I know we got a bunch of people lined up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you've paid any attention to the Florida Supreme Court today is supposed to give some clarity on whether or not recreational marijuana will be on the ballots, abortion initiative on the ballot. They're looking at the wording, the way it's worded to appear on the ballot. I guess that they need to make sure it's clear and concise and explains exactly what these two measures would do if passed by 60% of the electorate.
Wow. It's a lot of fun, guys. That's the problem when we do things. We vote on these things. A lot of times we don't even know what they are. The proposals are written so poorly that it's so difficult to see what you're actually voting for. And it happens all the time. Like the last time we voted on anything, it dealt with gambling. And they said, this is for schools. I'm like, no, this is to limit who can open up a casino or not. So, I just hope that they word it in a way that people can understand it, because a lot of times we're voting for stuff that
that's what they're saying.
This has been knocked down a couple times because the wording wasn't accurate enough to. So I guess today they're really going to say, "Hey, this is yay or nay for
honestly,
for the fall."
I like when the status quo. I like when everything stays the same. I think anytime somebody tries to push something that half the state isn't happy with, just let it go then. But everyone has their feelings.
Be curious to see where they land on that. So what do we got there, Taco?
Pretty big things they're voting.
Yeah, no doubt.
Very. Morning, fellas. Wanted to tell Kaufman thank you. I called his office, and a young lady by the name of Jen gave me some navigation regarding an accident I recently had.
Oh, so, good. Hopefully we put him in the right position.
Thanks to Jen.
A lot of times we answer questions where there's no need for an attorney or it's a mistake or anything else, and it's good to be able to give people the peace of mind they need.
That's super cool that you do that. And Pat and I mention that every now and then. Probably not enough that, when you get in touch with Kaufman, first and foremost, he's going to tell you whether you need to hire an attorney or not. So that's saving you some money. And we appreciate you doing that.
Because I would imagine it would suck pretty bad if you think you need a lawyer and you call someone and they're like, sure, I'll sign you up. When in the end, nothing happens for you and you're out a bunch of money, where the goal is the exact opposite with you.
Yeah, sometimes you hire somebody, you walk in there and they take, $500, $1,000, and then they give you the bad news. And I'm not saying that a lot of times you don't need some advice, but a lot of times, it's just giving you the direction, because a lot of people get mad. They're just mad. And they don't realize that, you can pay somebody to abide by your angry feelings. But 6 months from now, when you've paid $2,000-$3,000 and you're no longer that mad anymore, now you're mad at the process.
Yeah.
So, hopefully it puts you in the right state of mind.
Get in touch with Jeff if you have any personal injury stuff. Jeff@whenyouneedus.com. I have a neighbor behind. I'm gonna boil this down. It's a little long. Neighbor that lives behind him has thorny bushes growing over, and they cut the branches but left them kind of like up there, like they cut them and they were hanging, right? Now, almost a year later, these thorny branches are all falling into this person's yard.
Yeah.
Can anything be done other than complaining about it?
Okay. this never works out, people. You know, angry neighbors, you know, hate everything else like this. The best thing to do, if you can, is talk to them. If that doesn't work, you know, keep trying to talk to them. You know, if it's hanging over your stuff, pull it off. I mean, they might not even be aware of it, and they don't care. Either way, you know, you're going to want to do something that doesn't cause both you and, you know, basically a feud. Mm-hmm. And these feuds blow up and they become criminal. And believe it or not, people get killed over branches. So do your best to talk it out first.
If you try to pull a Bob World Order move here.
Oh, no, you don't do that. Do not do Bob World Order with neighbors. Yeah, Kaufman has a great point, and we've seen it in the news where one neighbor gets upset with the other neighbor over something, and they shoot him.
And then they call the police. Oh, I'm calling the police over branches.
So just talk to them.
Just try to talk. Do your best to try to do this. Avoid litigation. Avoid the law as much as you can. Try to be good neighbors. And I know people go, I got this scumbag neighbor. You know, believe it or not, sometimes you're the scumbag neighbor. I'm not talking in this case, but, you know, I've been in these cases where someone goes, he's a scumbag. I'm going, actually, you're the one who's being difficult. And you can't, you know, it's tough to tell somebody that. And then they go, oh, okay, yeah, well, he said something to me one time. And just try to be people about this.
Yeah, be civil, because they're your next door neighbor. They're always going to live there. I'm sure you've seen the Surgeon General in Florida has made national news, has said sick kids don't need to stay home. My buddy's grandson is the one that caught the measles/meningitis at school. He was 11 years old and he died. Could the state be on the hook for that?
No, you really can't. You really can't hold a school responsible unless they directly knew about this one kid, because kids are, and this is so sad.
Yeah.
But kids are germ sponges. You know, everywhere you go, a kid can get you sick, even if he doesn't look sick. Now the family lied about the inoculation or whatever, you know, that goes to the family. That doesn't go to the school unless the school intentionally knew he was there, intentionally knew he had, you know, the measles and everything. And it's a terrible tragedy. And, you know,
state can't be held for it.
Yeah, the state can't be held liable because you have another crappy parent who did something stupid.
All right. For Jeff, I'm partial owner of a company that's about to sell for a few $1 million.
That's good for you, man.
However, banks only insure deposits up to $250K without having to hire a lawyer. How can I safely put the money away?
If you put it in a bank like Bank of America or somebody else like that, you're not going to have that much of a problem. Also, you could have, let's just say it was let's say 1.5. Set up 4 bank accounts. You know, you can break it up if you want to, but if you're at a serious bank, you don't really have to worry about it that much. Like a Bank of America, if you're at a small bank that has few assets, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, go with the big dog.
Or safe behind the picture.
No, don't ever put any money in safe deposit box.
No, the safe behind the picture. In the study.
Yeah.
You should have seen, you can see it on Facebook Live, Kaufman's face when Pat's throwing that out there. He's just like, oh no!
Please, God forbid. What happened? The house burnt down, and the safe was
fireproof.
Wasn't fireproof as I thought it was.
I think he was looking Cayman Islands, maybe. Just use big banks around here.
Yes.
What's the statute of limitation on discrimination at a workplace?
Yeah, I'd have to look that up. Normally, it's anywhere from 1 year to 4 years, depending on the case. Could be 5. I don't know about discrimination. If I have to guess, I'd say somewhere between 1 and 2 years.
Okay. Question for Kaufman. Don't worry if we don't get to yours at 2.
You can just Google that if you want to. It's not that hard.
That's true. At 22526, I print them up, and if we don't get to it this week, we will get to it next week. Question for Kaufman. I was pulled over and told I had a suspended license. I never received anything from the state letting me know it was suspended. I have a CD of the 30th. Any help? Court date on the 30th.
Well, they most likely they charged you with driving with a suspended license without knowledge, which is a ticket. Okay? Now, if it's with knowledge, it's a misdemeanor. So I would hire an attorney. They're normally $100 to $200 on these ticket cases, and have somebody go in and fight it with you. You know, there are other issues too. For example, let's say you were supposed to take a class and you didn't take the class. You know, there are some issues or your insurance was canceled and you weren't aware of it. But yeah, pay the $100 to $200 to one of these ticket groups.
Okay. Again, if we didn't get your question, you can always email Jeff directly, jeff@whenyouneedus.com or #546 on your mobile device. And I'll print up any ones that we didn't get to.
What else you got to put out there this week, Jeff?
There's a lot of good stuff. Like I said, we do community events. Like, for example, the Ghostbuster event we just put out, and there was a lot of listeners that went to that one. There was about 700 to 800 people that went to Ghostbusters. And we're doing Fall Guy, which is the one with the TV show with Ryan Gosling.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing that. That's in May. It's tough times, and we try to do as many free events as possible. So the next one is the 11th comedy show, free tickets at Bonkers downtown. So go to whenyouneedus.com/events, and it's good, always good to be with you guys.
All right.
Good to see you too, brother.
Jeff Kaufman and Lynd will get together again next week and carry on, shall we?
You got it, gentlemen.
All right, Jeff, have a great week.
Lynch and Taco. On demand, download the iHeartRadio app.
This